What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for the Champions League playoffs second leg. That means that 8 teams are getting eliminated and 8 teams will progress to the next stage where the top 8 of the league phase await them. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe down below, and be sure to leave your Champions League predictions down in the comments. I really appreciate the support on all of the videos, the Premier League, Champions League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga. It's been super cool so far and a very intriguing first game week, it has to be said. Some upsets in there, the likes of Club Brugge winning, Feyenoord winning, both teams taking advantage of their home form, and of course Man City throwing away their lead against Real Madrid. How's it going to go? Like I said, let me know in the comments. Subscribe while you're down there. Here are the winning accumulators we had this weekend on the Patreon. We had the underdog winners double where we tipped Brighton and Getafe to win. Look at those odds, 13. The Alt League, 6 winners, 6 fold. So we've got Ligue 1, the Portuguese League, the Turkish Super League, the Eredivisie, and of course the Danish League for Midtjylland as well, and the Serie B treble. You know, it's not just Serie A that we like over in Italy, Serie B as well. If you've been following Serie A for a while, there's a few teams in there you might recognize, the likes of Sassuolo, Sampdoria, but yeah, a good win all around. And then, of course, the correct scores up there. Posted 16, 4 winners. That's a pretty good return for sure. Flash up on the screen all the people that are supporting me over on the Patreon. If you want access to the exclusive members, tips, and accumulators, as well as direct messaging access to me, a shout out in every single video, then be sure to click that top link, join the Patreon, support the channel. I really, really would appreciate it. But with that being said, it is time for the Champions League playoffs, and we're kicking off with a big one. It's AC Milan up against Feyenoord, and Feyenoord got the win at home 1-0. Do I think it's going to be enough for them to qualify? I'm going to say that I don't, but it does make this tie very interesting because if Feyenoord score, then AC Milan need to score at least 3 to win in regular time and would need to score 2 to then try and take it to extra time and penalties. So a Feyenoord goal is like gold dust here, and I'm actually going to predict that doesn't happen. I think therefore AC Milan as the stronger team at home, I think they get the job done, and I'm going to go for AC Milan to win 2-0, but the tip is going to be AC Milan to qualify at 1.61. So despite trailing from the first leg with the home advantage, with the sort of differential between the two teams, AC Milan are still the favourite to qualify, and with this tip, it therefore doesn't matter how it happens. It can be in full time as a 2-0, or the game could end 4-3 to AC Milan, go to penalties, and they win it that way. All they need to do is progress to the round of 16, and I think they're going to do it against Feyenoord, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 score prediction. After this, it's Atalanta up against Club Brugge. Club Brugge were somewhat gifted the win against Atalanta, in my opinion, with that late penalty. I tipped in the first leg Atalanta double chance and under 3.5 goals. That looked more or less ready to come in, but Club Brugge get a last-minute penalty, get the win 2-1. A massive result for them, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think that given Atalanta's approach to this game that they're going to go for goals, they're going to push forward, Club Brugge can score. I don't think Club Brugge will want to sit on a 1-goal lead and try and draw the game. I mean, that's ideal for them if they can keep it 0-0 by all means, but I think Atalanta are too good, so I think they will push the issue and score goals, but I do think it means that Club Brugge can get one. So I'm going to go for Atalanta to win this one 3-1. That sees them progress in regular time, but it could be 2-1 and go to extra time and penalties. The tip is going to be Atalanta to win and both teams to score at 3. So that means that Club Brugge could still qualify if this happens. Like I said, if Atalanta win by 1 goal, then, you know, and both teams score, this tip comes in. Club Brugge could then win on penalties. But again, I think Italy's going to have a better week this week with the home form in these first 2 games. Atalanta to win and both teams to score. After this, it's Bayern Munich up against Celtic. Bayern Munich and both teams to score came in at 2.5 odds against Celtic last time they won 2-1 away from home. The tie's done, but Celtic are a decent team going forward, and I think they're going to score here. I think Bayern Munich are going to concede here, and also Celtic have to score if they want even the slightest chance to progress. If they don't score, they're out. Even if Bayern don't have a shot on net, Celtic need to score. So I think this lends itself perfectly to an even higher scoring game than the 2-1 we saw. I'm going to go for Bayern Munich to win 4-1, and the tip is going to be Bayern Munich to win and both teams to score. The odds I've got here are 2.3, which is very, very low, but Celtic have to score, and I think in their attempts to get back into the tie, even more so than Bayern would already have loads of shots. Celtic will allow Bayern even more chances, and that will lead to even more goals. So Bayern Munich to win 4-1, Bayern Munich and both teams to score at 2.3. After this, it's Benfica up against Monaco. This is a very, very intriguing fixture. Benfica winning 1-0 away from home. Monaco just destroyed Nantes in Ligue 1 7-1. Monaco are a good home side. I think there's going to be a lot of goals, and because Monaco are chasing a lead away from home, they have to push the issue. It's perfect. I love second legs. I love picking tips for second legs because every team knows what they need to do, especially the teams that are losing. They have to try and score. Even if they don't score, they have to score. And at the very least, their attempts to score will allow the team that's already winning to push forward and score more, even if it's on the counter attack. So I'm going to go for Benfica to qualify, but the score is going to be 2-2, and the tip will be both teams to score at 1.5. Monaco have to score. They've just put 7 past Nantes, as I said. Benfica scored in the first leg. They're at home here. I think they're a good team, so I think both teams to score at 1.5 is absolutely nailed on. After this, Borussia Dortmund up against Sporting. I don't know how you predict them. They win away in the Champions League against Sporting 3-0, and then they go and lose to Bochum, bottom of the league Bundesliga, again, away from home. I think this is going to be a mental game. Again, both teams will score in this one. I know Dortmund somehow kept a clean sheet in the first leg, but Sporting have to go for it. They're 3 goals down. If they're not going to go for goals here, they might as well not show up, because they don't need 1 goal. They don't need 2. They need 3 minimum. Realistically, I think they'll need 4 or 5 if they want a chance of qualifying, but I think with that it will lead to Sporting goals, Dortmund goals, a high scoring game. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. The tip will be both teams to score at 1.61. Ultimately, Sporting much too far behind Borussia Dortmund from that first leg. 3-0 at home, losing is awful, and especially against a Dortmund side that don't travel well. So I think Dortmund, they'll progress fairly comfortably. I'm going to go for that 2-2 draw. After this, it's PSG up against Brest. PSG winning 3-0 in the first leg. I think it's going to be more of the same. Brest have to go for it. It's a 3-goal deficit like the Dortmund Sporting game, and there's no point showing up if you're not going to try. But I just think that plays into PSG's hands perfectly. PSG are clicking at the right time. They look good. I'm going to go for a 4-1 win to PSG, and the tip is PSG and both teams to score at 2.5. Surely Brest get a goal across 2 legs against Paris Saint-Germain. Surely. So PSG 4, Brest 1. After this, it's PSV up against Juventus. One of the more intriguing ones. Juventus 2-1 up. We predicted they'd beat PSV 2-1 in the first leg. And I think this is going to be a lower scoring, cagey game. Juve just got a brilliant 1-0 win against Inter Milan. I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw, which sees Juventus go through 3-2 on aggregate. And I'm going to go for Juventus double chance 1.61, which would mean Juventus have played and are lossless. They haven't lost against PSV 3 times in this Champions League season, winning 3-1 in the group stage, 2-1 in the playoffs, and then, if this comes true, dragging it back to a 1-1 draw. Juventus double chance of 1.61 because PSV at home are the favourites to win this one, but I think Juventus, along with AC Milan and Atalanta, despite a few scares, the Italian teams do progress to the round of 16. After this one, the final game, it's Real Madrid up against Manchester City. At 2-1, Man City were looking rosy. They were looking happy, and then it just all falls apart. They do what they've done a few times this season, even in the Champions League alone. Feyenoord springs to mind with the 3-3. They throw it away, and Real Madrid lead 3-2. They're taking a goal lead to the Bernabeu, and that's enough for them. And I think they're going to win this one as well. I'm going to go for Real Madrid to win 2-1. The tip is very conservative. It's both teams scoring over 2.5 goals and 1.5. I could tip over 3.5 over 4.5, but that coincides with my score prediction, so I can't. I think there could be a lot of goals here because Man City, when they're the team trailing and they have to score, they will score goals. But Real Madrid is probably, I'd argue maybe even more so than Liverpool, is the team, especially in the Champions League, you don't want to come up against when you have to score, because they will just absolutely kill you on the break. I'm sorry, Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, Rodrigo even, like, they have such good players. They have such a solid midfield, and Man City's midfield looks kind of weak. So I think Real Madrid win, with Man City forcing the issue. Both teams scoring over 2.5 goals at 1.5, which sees AC Milan, Atalanta, Bayern Munich, Benfica, Borussia Dortmund, PSG, Juventus, and Real Madrid to qualify, which I think are all of the 8 favourites. I think Dortmund probably before the playoffs were favourites to progress ahead of Sporting. I would suggest. I'm not sure. And Benfica, Monaco, again, that would be quite close. But the rest, I think all the favourites win the tie and progress. So that's going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like. Leave your predictions down in the comments below. It's really heating up. It's getting super interesting. I can't wait to see what you guys think. That is going to do it from me, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.